Yeah. So apparently, you know, come to realize that you know, had something on my mind, so I'd come out here and kill a few minutes. So apparently, you know, I know what I'm worth as far as people that my wife meets out here, or anybody else for that matter, whether it's social media or in person. So I'm worth zero. My opinions don't matter. Ways I was brought up don't matter. I'm just supposed to let your kids run around here like a bunch of jackasses. Uh, you know, I can't do that. If I have no self say in anything and I don't have the authority to be a reasonable person and be the person I'm supposed to be around you, and you're supposed to uphold and be around myself and my wife, if you can't do the same for both, then you don't get nothing. I didn't mistreat this thing, crack whore up here. I didn't ask for anybody to go out of their way to tell me their life story. When I have an opinion, I feel led to say it because it's what's on my heart. It's what's on my mind. Whether you like it or not, that's not up to me. Like I said, everybody knows right from wrong. My wife ought to know that every time she meets somebody, she can't just take them for what they give her in the first 5 minutes. You know, that's the problem. You know, I get accused of things, maybe not trying to beat me up, but well, Derek, you need to compromise. Derek, you need to do this. Derek, you need to do that. I will, if it's something I can reasonably see myself saying, I can do it. But it depends on the person. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of being around a whole bunch of people. I ain't a big fan of being around a whole bunch of family either. As I've gotten older, I found out the best thing to do is not say a word, and not do anything. Because there's gonna be a day. Trust me, there's gonna be a day when somebody out here, when there ain't no churches to go to, when there ain't no other places around here to go to, like in this small town, they're gonna be coming and begging, pleading at my door. Remember my wife's door, they're gonna be begging us. Oh, take us in. Oh, we'll do what you say. We'll do what you want to do. Like I said, it ain't about bossing you around. It's just about the concept of what you want your life to be like. You know, we don't have forever to stay here. That's why, I guess no wonder why I didn't get around a whole bunch of females and different things because you don't know how to act. My wife does. And I've known a few people to know how they're supposed to be. If it's too much to ask for y'all to, what? Oh, hello.
If they don't take book, then
Well,
I don't take it.
Well, like I said, I'm not going to take it, but I'm just telling you, I'm just saying it like this. It ain't my fault. It ain't my fault that I had to yell and scream and holler at this crack whore up here. I'm tired of being semi-accused of something. I'm just trying to help out. My advice may not be what my wife wants me to do in certain situations with some people, but they brought the subject up. I didn't bring it up. I didn't know what's to come out of this mess. I'm the one that said she could come down here. So the way I look at it, it was my house, my rules, and what I said goes. She didn't just waltz down here and just come to the door and my wife not know about it. My wife went up there by accident and I'm just supposed to let kids run around, get hurt. I reckon in most people's minds, I'm just supposed to let them act like a bunch of jackasses. Well, I'm not doing it. They know right from wrong. It's like I told my wife about the little brat. She thought she was getting away with murder when she'd go down there with Danny. And she thought she'd never get her butt spanked and everything else. So I had to call up my mother, Gina, and tell my mom at the time what happened and that we got punished for things we didn't even do. And so, it goes back to a lot of my childhood memories, unfortunately. But y'all just, there is no fun in this social media stuff. I've been trying to tell my wife for years now. It's been largely, it's been, put over in everybody's head. It's made to, sound good to, counselors and all the other people that I don't get around. I bet if my wife told that damn counselor over the phone, that, I bet, I bet they wouldn't have much to say, because like I said, they don't have to call my wife. They don't have to come out here. I'm not putting up with it because, I deal with my things the way I know I can deal with them. I don't need somebody else to tell me nothing. I don't need nobody just, well, Eric, you just, I get to where I don't even want to talk to anybody when they call me. Especially at clinic. I'm afraid they're going to come try to spoof me out, try to tell me that they're going to have something for Jessica down there, pull one of their little stunts again. I put nothing past nobody now. That was disrespectful in every way. Call somebody else's number just to tell them, oh yeah, I got something down here for Jessica. It's ridiculous. But I don't feel no need to obligate myself to nobody that's gonna make me have to change the way I was brought up the right way. I don't mean I'm perfect, but I believe in doing things by the rules. And if asking y'all to do something by the rules is get y'all's beliefs, like I said, if you're a bunch of partiers and all that stuff, that's one thing. Like I said, you take my name out of it. But all I'm saying is there's going to have to be some serious stuff going to have to be found out. Like I told my wife, we can have playtime later, but we got to get the serious shit out of the way. What matters to me, what's supposed to matter to both of us, needs to come out first. Don't let the looks of a person on the outside fool you. Don't let their little smiles and all their little stuff, because they can turn on you just like that. It happened to me. I've seen it many times before, but definitely this last time it really, people can turn on you. You don't have to do nothing. You don't even say nothing. But way I'm looking at things, it's privilege on both ends. But if you don't match and your ideas and your way of life don't match, you don't need to be around somebody if you can't have a good time. If you feel like, it's bad enough, and then my wife would sit here and has to put up with what we got to put up with, that's bad enough. This ain't no $1 million mansion. There ain't no tree full of money out here. We can just shake and, oh yeah, Derek, you got money somewhere, or y'all got money somewhere? No. What you see is what you get. But like I say, yeah, if I had it my way, if it was to be anybody, if there was any energy in me to want anything to do with kids, I'd hope it'd be on me and my wife and whoever our bestie is, or on our own accords or something. But I just don't want to see somebody else's, man coming around, or ex-man, or whatever you call him, coming around. And, I told my wife, I said I wouldn't have no problem in talking to, this person that we had up here last year. Uh, for example, she had this person, she says, going just by what I was told, says, oh, yeah, he raped me and this or that or whatever. Well, I wasn't there. I didn't see it. So do you blame me not wanting to talk about it? Right? I don't think so. You know, like I said, if I could take and wind that clock back, I'd like to have had the first 2 nights. There wasn't a problem. Not one thing. But, that's what we get. And letting y'all run the show is not helping. We got to feel like we got a piece in this too. Y'all can't just come up in here and run over people. It gives you the right to come in here and want to be a part of something. I was, not on purposely lied to, but this ain't no birthday present. This ain't no Christmas present. This ain't no Valentine's present thing. This is a lifelong thing. This ain't one person's thing. This is supposed to be for both. And if the next damn person comes up through here, thinks they just gonna get like that person, they got nothing coming, because that's why I'm putting the video out here. Because there's no sense in lying about being homeless. Of course, everybody homeless, or don't like to see somebody out there starving to death. But that I can't have. That is too big of a lie to sit there and lie and tell about, being homeless. Nobody should do that. I mean, I'll give you this. Me and my wife don't have a whole lot, but we're not homeless. We're not rich, but we get by. Let's just put it that way. And like I said, I just don't. I don't have to be in those shoes to know what I should have to give you as advice. If you bring something up, that's your fault. But I am going to do one thing. I'm going to say, well, if you got anything bad to tell me, you better tell me now, because I want that crowd talked about and over with. If you can reasonably come out of that on the good end of things, and you can get past all that, and if you're one of them rare few that says, I ain't got nothing bad to talk about, I'll say, okay then, But I'm not going to sit idly by and not feel comfortable, about having somebody at your life come up here, do what they think they want to do, and then think they can just get by, not have to have any answer to you, or if you got a circle, like I said, and people out there do, like my wife said, well, there's a lot of people scuttle all this. Well, they do, I know, but it's not right that they throw that stuff up in your face. Expect people like me, who ain't a big people person to begin with, which is why I thought I was getting one person and that was it. I didn't know I was getting 2 or 3, 4, 5 other people. That's what we get for thinking. So whenever it comes to family, I don't mind meeting your folks. I don't mind to meet a few friends or whatever, but I want to do it on my own way, my own time. When I get to know a person inside and out, whoever you might be, then Well, a few weeks has passed by, if we've had no problems or something, or maybe just they stopped in, said hello, I'll be nice enough and say something back, a wave or whatever has to be done. But I don't like to be, I don't like this stuff to be thrown on top of us. Now, I can understand some people might do that, might be free to feel that way, and that's fine. But it ain't gonna work for me. So, best thing is we need to not have any less standards than what we are as people. I mean, if your standards are lower than ours, then you have to stay out. If you can understand where we're coming from, like I said, just cause we don't go out there and drink, smoke, or do any drugs, doesn't mean anybody's perfect or whatever, but there is gonna have to be some things that's gonna have to be addressed. Because I don't want my wife to feel like I cost her that. The damn crack whore is one cost her own self these things. When you don't have a car, when you don't have money, and you got two goddamn kids that you went and laid down there with some fucking guy that you're accusing of hurting you and all this stuff, and you're still texting him, yeah, I got a problem with it. Anybody who would have told me stuff like that, not just this one, but anybody else, I have a problem with that. I want that person as far away, not only from myself, right, but from any woman, anybody's kids. I would want to be around them. And step further, this whole thing with accusing people of taking other people's medicines, stealing them, but yet you go in the store and steal other things. And yeah, maybe you didn't say our name. You know who you are. But basically, you implying that people are stealing your medicine is not helping. You accused everybody from up there. And no, I don't take up for them, but you accused everybody you could think of. So yeah, I got to a point, and I don't mess around. I said basically to this person, Susan here, I said, "Are you doing this on purpose?" Like, there's one thing right after the other. I said, "You're just doing this on purpose, aren't you?" She kind of got a little upset and said, "No, I'm not." Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Well, it looks like to me you are." And I can't help. But there's certain things that have to do right. In order for me to get the best out of me, you have to be the way that you're supposed to be. You know, everybody's supposed to go by the rules. Everybody's supposed to go by the laws. They didn't just throw yous out here and tell you you go run around like a bunch of jackasses just because you feel like you want to do that. Like I said, I named stuff last night. If you can behave for your boss, your dad, your mom, your pastor, you can go in a church, you can behave. There ain't no reason to disrespect somebody who offered you, whether it be this Susan or somebody else later. No reason for you to accuse us of something or to treat us any different. If you don't like what you see, then don't put yourself in it. Don't put us through it. Like I said, we're old enough now that we know we've probably got a good 30, 40 years left in us. But I don't want to spend this whole time, putting up these lousy people who only give 5 minutes to my wife outside, whoever that might be. If they can't make their ass come up to this door and feel led to come up here, Lord, if a goddamn package can come. The last 2 days, I've had a freaking package from Walmart, not that I'm complaining. I mean, that toilet paper, that was some good stuff. But goddamn, if they can find their fucking ass up here and a fucking UPS truck can bring us shit, why can't a fucking woman find her little ass up here and be willing to go with the program? I mean, if you want something, you got to act like an adult here. You can't act like you're 2 or 3 years old or a teenager. You're an adult. 30 years old, you should know how to be. Yeah, it's still young, but you've been around the block enough to know how to act. I'm sorry that 3-year-old kids find the fault with me with how I treat their daddy. I'm sorry. But you know what? You're going to learn, little girl. You're going to learn in time. All that stuff that you're so happy about ain't going to be there one of these days. And you're going to find out when you disrespect other adults in the room. I don't care if I ain't your daddy. Whenever your mama finds a way to get with the program, and the next time she comes in contact with somebody, they're going to tell you the same thing. You're supposed to mind. I don't care whose house you're in. Like I told my wife, if we have certain things, if these kids, like I said, I shouldn't have to get out a piece of paper and have to put my stamp of approval on a piece of paper that I'm stepdad and she's stepmom. I shouldn't have to do that. That's basically what it'd be. And I'm not going to sit there and let things, not even by a 3-year-old, I'm not going to let them out talk me. Now they sit there and then give me downhill, trying to act like they're 13, 14 years old. I'm going to tell it like it is. But like I said, they won't like it. But I ain't gonna sit there. I mean, if you want to go see Daddy, why don't you go see Daddy? Maybe one of these times, when things get found out and get tough, y'all be probably out there wondering, anybody's kids, well, I wish I hadn't done this. I wish I hadn't treated them like this, or whoever you might be out there. Like I said, this ain't just for the crack whores, for everybody. It's a life lesson. Just because somebody tells you they saw you on Facebook or you friend somebody, you better goddamn get to know somebody. If you ain't had but one thing on there and you don't talk to them like you should, you don't feel led to talk to them, I shouldn't have to know about it then, because then it doesn't have anything to do with me. Because then I don't matter. Because if they don't like my stuff and they don't like how I do things, my wife should know they can't come up here, because it's tough as it is on me and her. Not that I have a problem with people coming off of them things, but it's very hard, very tough to find anybody. So if you really don't know them, just admit it to me, you don't know them. And we can cut them out before it gets too hard, it gets too tough, and before you have feelings for somebody. Yeah, that's why there's texting, there's email, there's Facebook. I wouldn't mind to do Facebook for a little while I still can. Well, there's other things. There's video camera we can do on there. You don't have to come up to this directly to this apartment right away. That's one thing. When I look back at it, I told my wife, I said, I don't care how bad the situation looked or sounded. I kind of wish in that certain situation, I would have just said, we probably need to see how it's going to go. Meet the person a couple times, maybe see what they're like on a spare basis. You see if that goes good, and maybe then I can start giving some credit. I can't give credit where it's not due. And as much as I want to fall head over heels and I want me and my wife out of this place, we got to have things done our way. We can't let somebody, be on the opposite end. You can't have opposites attract. That stuff will never work. And we're too old for stuff like that. So It's just kind of one of these things where, you know, it's like that Cassandra woman. I saw your video on YouTube. Well, ain't nobody talking. Nobody came to me and said, hey, I'm so and so. I've been talking to your wife, or she never came out here when me and my wife's making a video. I don't like that stuff. If you saw our damn video and you got our number off here, then freaking do something about it. Do both of us. Treat us both the way we should be treated. Same thing for Slexa Bliss woman. And she's the one off the TV, and she ought to do what she needs to do. And she wants to prove she's this diva off the TV. I have no problem in saying I'm sorry if I'm wrong. But if I don't have video proof or some type of proof or somebody in person, I can't do it. I'm not going to give you credit where it's not due. I can't help if you go out there and work for, any kind of company, really. I mean, you can't be on your phone. You can't be talking and texting and all of that. That's everywhere. That ain't just up at WWE, Vince McMahon's. We're under this contract. Well, yeah, duh. It's contract to work anywhere. Just the only difference is I don't have lawyers up my ass if I'm working up somewhere else and people done my fucking dirty work for me. I come in there and do a regular job. I get in there and I get out. I don't have time to hee-haw around. And just like when I used to work at Hardee's, I had all these damn girls come up to me. Every once in a while, they'd come up to me, somebody would, and they'd say, oh, I want to be friends with you. I want to do this. I want to do that. I don't want any part of it. I don't want any part of nobody's kids. I don't want any part of nobody's marriages or nothing. If I can't get me and my wife something the way that I drew it up, and the way that she wants it drawn up, then we can't have it. We can't take it. If our standards and practices are too much to ask, you can go out here and ask any cop out here. You can go out here and ask anybody who's had any deal in law enforcement. That's what they're trained to do. It's why if you do certain things wrong, there's a penalty. So I think it ain't too much to ask. It's not jail. If you're having fun and you're having a good time, you like the singing that we do, and if you like some of our music, and like I said, there's places to compromise as long as there's something there that you can see. But when I can't see anything and I feel like I'm locked up in here, feel like I've been handcuffed, shackled, whatever, in a figurative way, not literally, but if I feel like I can't move around and I can't be who I am, then you, like I said, it's like the old saying is, if you can't take me at my worst, you can't have me at my best. So, and I don't mind. Like I said, you can tell me anything. You can tell us anything. If somebody did something to you, I don't care for you telling me. But the thing is, I don't want to have to go over it thousands and thousands and thousands of times, over and over. We'll hug you. We'll do what we have to do and comfort you, whatever. But I have to feel like I can sit here and talk to you like I could with her, or my dad, or somebody. Sometimes you might bring up stuff occasionally again, So if we could sit down here and just kind of talk about it, if we ain't got nothing better to do, sometimes you might go over some stuff you've already talked about before. But when somebody's taking it the opposite direction, well, that tells you I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying parents don't know best, but sometimes even parents that teach their kids how to be, sometimes they still get influenced out there. For some reason, all that stuff that's nasty and dirty and smells bad and all that stuff, and it's poison, especially the drugs and all that stuff. All it does is rot your body out. Teeth, everything else. The cigarettes, they give you cancer. They'll give you all kinds of problems. Instead of drinking beer, I'd rather drink anything else that I could find that would help my urine and help me go to the bathroom. There's no reason why you should pick up a beer. It's just ridiculous. But again, if my standards ain't y'all's way of looking at things, then and like I said, religion and politics are not my cup of tea either much. I don't like that kind of stuff. So there's stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff here that have to be done. I want somebody serious. Cut the BS out and let's get serious. I know it's hard to. It seems like these days it's hard to ask for somebody, just one person to do something right. But it's usually always somebody. So, like I said, we've told you our stuff. We don't work, we don't drive. I used to work, don't anymore. Wouldn't be opposed to maybe doing something later if something came up that I could see myself doing and being happy with and knowing I had it for life. But I ain't gonna just sign any old thing and then just let some young girl or some woman or man that don't have guts come up and tell me when something's going on, what the heck's going on. Instead of just laying me off, they should come in there and say, hey, I got something I need to talk about, pertains to, and I'd say, well, just cut me down if you need to cut me down. And I'll still come in if I can, but then they just cut you out cold turkey. They don't even try to work with you, most of them won't. That's why I said Lisa's the only boss I ever had that did that, and she was nice enough to do stuff like that. But, I knew what I had with her. She reminded me a lot of me. Everybody accused her of a lot of things. She just wanted you to do right. She expected certain things out of you. And, she worked with you or she thought she could compromise something. If it's something small or something that she could find a way to do, like with me with tying bags, I told her, I said, the only thing I can't do is tie very good. So if they tied it up, I'd carry it out there and I'd put it in the dump. Like I said, that's just a small example. But no, my number's changed since I put mine out here. It's my old number. But so I ain't got the same numbers. So I've already been getting enough calls as it is. So I'm gonna wait till I see what happens. If it's on Facebook or out in person, I'll give it to you then. But anyway, just kind of want to come out here because me and my wife talked about this a little bit here lately a lot. And hopefully it clear up some things. But I think we got to hold our standards to a standard. I think we got to be just like they are. And if they're on the opposite end, let them go. Let them go. I don't care how pretty they look. There's always, as they always say, there's always more fish out there in the sea, or however it goes. You know what I mean? So it's y'all's loss if it's kind of fair. So hopefully this will be a warning to you. Anyway, I'll probably get off here. But this felt like it kind of come out for a little bit. Anyway, we'll probably do something later.